Welcome to the Diva Details. Welcome to the Diva Details, where bold, confident women embrace life unapologetically. From love and sex to wellness and reinvention, we keep it raw, real, and powerful. No filters, no limits. Just fearless conversations to help you thrive. Let's dive in with Diva Mia and Diva Cat.
Hello everyone, this is Diva Mia. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the golden rule. And the golden rule has been around for a really long time. It actually originates in the Bible, Matthew 7:12. It basically states, "So in everything, do to others that you would have them do to you. For this sums up the law and the prophets." I'm not going to get very religious on you today. However, I did want to let you know that this one rule, I personally believe, would change the world. If everyone just followed this one rule, the world would be a better place. People a lot of times forget that when they're being negative to other people or nasty, or even in traffic when you're having a road rage incident, is that how you would like other people to treat you? And I'm going to kind of focus today on the golden rule when it comes to dating, because I think a lot of us, we get into relationships. Sometimes we even stay in relationships where people are treating us not the way we treat them or would want to be treated. So let's focus today a little bit on the golden rule as far as your life goes. So one of the things it's important as far as modern dating goes is if you don't want to be ghosted, don't ghost other people. If you don't like it when people give you breadcrumbs, don't give other people breadcrumbs. If you don't like it when people are over the top and love bomb you, don't do that either. I think we teach people how we want to be cared for, and we teach people how we want to be loved, especially us as women. In the very beginning, I think women show men exactly how they want to be treated and exactly how they want to be loved. And then a lot of times what happens is a man doesn't reciprocate, and then a woman tends to treat them the way that they're being treated. When you do that, you start to lose a part of yourself. So what I want you to focus on is don't back away from who you are. Treat other people the way you want to be treated. And if for some reason they are treating you poorly, maybe it's time to find someone else. You need to be honest. Don't string people along if they're not the one. And communicate. They should be respectful of you and you should be respectful of them, but communicate and tell them what you want, especially if you expect them to tell you what they want. You should be dating with intention. I know a lot of people are out there just dating around, and that may be fine for some people. I think the whole point is to get to know someone to a point where you can actually find a relationship that you enjoy. And not everybody wants to get married right away, and that's fine. But I do think you should be dating with intention. Don't date just out of boredom or ego. Some people want to date just because they want to have somebody on their arm or somebody to go on dates with because they're bored. But that's not a good way to spend time with someone. Remember, our time is our most valuable commodity. I don't care who you are. It is limited. So whenever you spend time with someone, make sure it's valuable time. Make sure you make every day the most important. Empathy goes a long way. If you have empathy towards other people and they don't give you empathy back or are cold or callous, they probably don't belong in your circle. Now, if you're cold and callous to other people, expect to get cold and callousness back. Emotional maturity requires empathy in relationships. When you're nice to other people, you expect them to be nice back. And a lot of times in the beginning, people will give you hints as to who they are. They will show you that they string you along or they text a little bit and then they ghost you for a week and then they come back and text you again. That's not a good, empathetic, and emotionally mature relationship. That's a very manipulative relationship. Boundaries are great to set when you have relationships like that. Eventually, you probably just need to move on. Some people move on right away. I am the type of person that, because I want somebody to give me a second chance if I mess up, I'll give a couple chances to a person, 2, 3, 4 chances, but eventually I will tire. And when I leave, I don't come back. If I'm gone, I'm done. That's my new boundary. It used to be I would stick around way longer than I need to, but now I just leave. If I'm not happy, I tell them many times as to what I'm looking for. And if they can't provide it, it's okay because someone else can. You can treat people kindly and still say no. Boundaries are there to help you protect you, but you don't need to be mean when you're setting boundaries. I remember when I first started setting boundaries, I felt like me having boundaries was mean to the other person, and it's not. You having boundaries are there to protect you, but it also allows the other person to move on if it's not a good match. Some boundaries you might want to say is that I'm not ready to move super quickly. I want to get to know you first. Personally, I don't tolerate disrespect. Even when it's joking disrespect, I don't tolerate it. And if somebody disrespects me, I will move on. I don't disrespect other people, and I expect that same level of respect back. I need time to be alone as well and recharge. I like it when people text me. A text is nice, or even a phone call, but there are times when I go inward and I just recharge. The golden rule plus boundaries is going to give you a super balanced dating life. Think about following the golden rule when you date. Put your boundaries in place, and you will have emotional maturity. Just like that, you will be able to tell people how you feel. You will tell them exactly how you feel, exactly what you want with your boundaries, and you will treat them the way you expect to be treated. Now, think about this from a dating perspective. If everyone showed the other person how they wanted to be treated, and there's no fakeness, there's no mask. I think people spend and waste too much time having masks and having fakeness and aren't honest with the people they're dating. You should tell them exactly how you are. Now, I have a friend that says, I need to take it slower and I need to unravel. And when I'm dating someone, I should not tell my life story so soon or let them in so quickly. But my perspective is if they don't like me after they hear who I am or know what I'm like, that's okay. They're probably not the right person for me. I don't want to be deceptive. I don't wear a mask. I'm not there to manipulate a partner. Honestly, the person I want is not going to be someone that enjoys being manipulated. The person I want is someone that's going to be honest with me, that's going to be open, that's going to tell me how they like things. And then it's a communication. And you don't have to like everything and be just like the other person, 100%. In fact, the differences are what make relationships super special. But you do need to be honest. At least that's my perspective. If you're a manipulator, you might find another manipulator, and maybe you like that game. Maybe you like to manipulate each other. There again, the golden rule then applies to you. For me, I want honesty and open communication. You need to find what you want and what you're looking for. And everyone's a little bit different. I like it when someone is not flaky and is consistent and shows care and consideration. If you're dating someone and they're not texting you at least once a day, I don't know if you actually are dating that person. It's weird. You also don't want to be an over-the-top people pleaser and constantly when someone doesn't text you, text them. You need to be respectful of both sides' needs. And maybe you're dating someone who only wants to text you once or twice a week, and maybe you're okay with that. It depends on what your needs are. One of the big things is that you can find and you can see remnants of what the person is going to be like early on. So if they give you attention and care that you need at the level you want early on, hopefully they will continue. If you see it start waver after you've been with the person, maybe you've been intimate with the person or you've been dating them for a while and they just stop communicating with you as much as you want, have the conversation. If they don't respond to the conversation, maybe it's time to find someone else. Gaslighting is big in dating. Your feelings matter. I understand gaslighting because I was gaslit for a long time in a relationship, but your feelings do matter. And it's hard sometimes when you care about a person to just walk away because they will gaslight you and tell you that what you're seeing and what you're feeling is not real. But it is. If you're feeling it, it's real. Sometimes they say, if you love me, you do this, or if you love me, you'd stick around, or that's not reality. This is what's happening. That's not good either. You need to recognize when your kindness is being exploited and manipulated. Just remember that you take care of you and everything else will fall into place and you will find the right person for you. Sometimes I think that if you love the wrong person, things fall apart, that it was a blessing from God that you will find exactly what you're looking for because everything is a lesson. You can love someone and still walk away because quite frankly, there's that song that sometimes love's not enough, and it's true. Sometimes you can love someone deeply. You can see that you love them deeply, and you may always love them deeply, but it's just not the right fit for you. I'm a big believer that if you're a growth-minded person, you need to find another growth-minded person because if you find someone that's not a growth-minded person, you will get sucked back into their reality. Find people that make life fun to live, that make you feel like a kid again, that make you feel like you want to feel. If you don't want to feel like a kid and you want to be serious all the time, fine. Find someone like that. But I want to find someone that to grow young with. I want to find someone to live life and be happy and enjoy things with. You need to figure out exactly what that is for you so that the golden rule applies to you. And when you apply the golden rule in your love life, it will just fall into place. I think the golden rule is important for your friendships as well. The golden rule is an amazing thing to follow, but you need to treat your friends the way you want to be treated. If you don't like it when people show up late, why are you showing up late when you're meeting your friends? If you don't like it when your friends talk behind your back, why are you talking behind theirs? It's time to give each other the love that we want, and you will get it back tenfold. And then you have boundaries around your friends as well. Boundaries are how you honor your self-worth, not just with your relationship and your partner. It's how you honor your self-worth with your friends. And I think we have entirely the wrong people in our lives sometimes. And when things blow up, you realize who is right for your life and who is wrong. And it's good to take a look at your life every once in a while. And when you do look at your life, to do an evaluation and an audit and say, you know what? I don't have the right people around me to help me grow. Maybe you need to bring a new partner in. Now, again, I'm not advocating for divorce. Maybe you need to spend more time with friends. Bringing a new partner in is a choice. And if you're just dating someone and you're with someone with a negative or a low growth mindset, maybe it's time to level up. You teach people, again, how to treat you. So if you're allowing someone to drag you down into their abyss, now I am all about taking responsibility and owning when I've allowed people in my life that haven't been a good fit for me. However, there's an old saying that says, fire fast, hire slow. I think you should not bring people into your life that are not a good fit. And as soon as you realize they're not, you should get rid of them. Because the sooner you can get rid of them, you can find someone else that is a better fit. So one of the golden rules is to love others, but the boundaries is to love yourself. And I think your boundaries come first. Love yourself first. And then with the golden rule, you can love others and show others how to love you. If you reflect constantly on how others are treating you and say, am I allowing this to happen? Then you will realize that you are letting people in your life that aren't a good fit. And then when you finally get to the point in your life and say, you know what? These are my boundaries. I treat others the way I want to be treated. I eliminate people from my life that treat me poorly. You're going to open up a door and you're going to find that just the right people come through it. And there are some people you can't get away from, maybe family, maybe children, maybe an ex, but you don't have to have them around all the time. Limit your access. There was actually a study down out there that anyone within a 4-foot radius, our energy levels intertwine, they overlap. So realize if you're around someone scientifically and you're within 4 feet of them all the time, you're going to be just like them. To sum it all up from dating perspective, if you're ghosting someone, they're going to ghost you. If you don't want to be ghosted, don't ghost someone else. Now, at the same time, if you're texting someone and they're not replying to your texts, I honestly feel like that's God's way of saying time to move on. Communicate very clearly if that's what you expect in return. And be honest with whomever you're communicating with, even when it's uncomfortable. And here's the reality about honesty. It's uncomfortable a lot. Being honest is uncomfortable a lot until you do it so often that it becomes your natural way of life. I am honest sometimes to a fault to people, and sometimes people don't want to hear it, and that's okay too. But I like to be around people that like honesty. And I'm not mean when I'm honest, but I am truthful. I believe it's so much better to be honest than to lie. Even about the small stuff. I don't care if my hair is messed up. If it's messed up, you should tell me. I want to hear that. And I'll let you know if yours is, right? But be honest. I love the person that you don't even know that you've got something on your back or something on your shirt and they come and they pick it off and they go, oh, just want to let you know you have this, or they point it out. That's honesty. I like those types of people. Whereas you've been walking around the whole day and 10 people saw you and never said anything. I want the person that's going to tell me the truth. Show respect to them and they'll show respect back. Even if you're not interested in them, I think it's so important to show respect to other people, even if you don't like them, because people deserve our respect. People have been through so many challenges. They've had so many things happen to them. You don't know them. Not really. No one truly knows another person 100%. Even when you're married to them, they'll surprise you. They'll do things that will shock you that you never imagined. You never truly know anyone. But they do deserve respect, every single person out there, because they've gone through issues, they've gone through trials, and they're all just trying to get along in life. So show each other respect. So even if you're not interested in this person, you should tell them you're not interested. And now I have had it happen where I was honest with a person and I told them I wasn't interested and they kept coming, and it got to the point where it was stalkerish. So at that point I did block them. But typically I don't block people on my phone unless they after I tell them I'm not interested, they keep coming. You may have problems with that. So just realize your boundaries matter. And I know a lot of people, when somebody says something that you don't like, they say, oh, just block them. I won't do that. What I'll do is I'll say, you know what? I'm not interested. I wish you had not done that. I did not ask for that picture maybe, or no dick pics allowed or something like that, but I don't block them. I know for some reason they're reaching out or they're insecure, their ego is treating them poorly. Now, if they kept coming and sending me stuff after I asked them to stop, then that would have to block. But otherwise, it's okay. They're showing you who they are. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to like them, but always treat them with dignity and respect. If you follow the golden rule and treat everyone with dignity and respect, can you imagine how great life would be? Honestly, if everyone followed the golden rule, there'd be no road rage. There'd be no murder. There'd be no theft. The golden rule is super important. It's super important for everyone in everything we do. If everyone did the golden rule, the whole world would be better. Life would be better on this planet. We would treat each other respectfully. Our children would be happier. Our relationships would be happier. But for some reason, I don't know if it's societal. I don't know if it's too much social media, if it's too much entertainment, but people lose the golden rule as they get older. I disagree with that. I think it's the most important rule or the most important law we have to follow. If you can treat everyone for your entire life the way you want to be treated, you will find out that you have some of the deepest relationships, some of the best friends, and some of the best connections. Now, I know not everybody wants to be treated the same way, but that's okay, because then you would actually find your people. I met on a cruise a woman that was 73 years old, and she's a professional. Well, she competes in bodybuilding competitions in the bikini level. And I met her because she knows that I'm going to be competing next year. And she was such a wonderful person. And I truly feel like she was a gift from God. I feel like I connected with her on a different level than I connect with a lot of people. And we just talked and talked and talked. And now I consider her a really good friend. And I feel like she came to me at exactly the right moment because I used the golden rule. And her personality, you can tell. She follows the golden rule. She treats others the way she wants to be treated. Now, I'm not in bikini competition shape and I'm not ready for a competition, but she's helping me along the way. And I truly appreciate all people like that, because following the golden rule and having boundaries means that you do help other people. You just don't help other people at the expense of yourself. And having limits and having boundaries, you'll still be a great person. You'll just be able to still take care of yourself. I hope that helps today. I hope that you get something out of this. I know we struggle in life sometimes setting boundaries and being a good person. But think about it. If everyone just followed this one podcast, we would all be happier. We would all be more loving. We would all take care of each other, but we wouldn't do it at our own expense or cause ourselves to suffer in order to take care of others. So I hope this helps. I hope you can take this with you into your day and just ponder on it, think about it, and wonder if you could implement the golden rule. And you know, a lot of our laws are written based off golden rules too. Let's go forward. Help each other out, make sure our boundaries are strong. Let's not ghost people unless you want to be ghosted, and take care of each other in this world, because we're all living in the same place. We're all breathing the same air, and we're all the same. Have a wonderful day. This is Diva Mia. I am loved. I hope you're having a wonderful week. Take care of yourself.
Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We love hearing from you. Visit thedivadetails.com to connect. See you next week for more.
Diva Details podcast and website are intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content provided does not constitute professional, medical, financial, or legal advice. We are not licensed medical practitioners, financial advisors, or legal professionals. Always consult with a qualified healthcare provider for medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Any financial topics discussed are based on personal opinions and experience and should not be considered professional advice. The content provided does not constitute legal advice. The Diva Details and its affiliate contributors and guests are not liable for any losses or damages arising from the use of our content. The opinions expressed in the podcast are solely those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views of any affiliated organization, sponsors, or partner. All facts discussed in the podcast are researched and accurate to the best of our knowledge at the time of recording. Information may change over time. No guarantees are made regarding the accuracy, completeness, or reliability of any statements or opinions presented. It is the responsibility of the listener to verify any and all facts that may influence their decision. This podcast is for information and entertainment purposes only and should not be considered professional advice.